Morning, witches and bitches. Rise and radiate. I am super tired slayer. I got in the hamster wheel of creation, which I love, but then my brain can't stop, and then I don't get enough sleep, right? And so here we sit today with a super tired slayer. But I gotta tell you, the power of my routines. I just did morning pages and meditation, right? That would not have happened a year ago. I would not have gotten up tired regardless and made time to take care of me. I would have slept even longer. And I didn't do 5 a.m. today because I knew, that would have been 4.5 hours of sleep, right? So I slept until 6 and came out here like this, like Frankenstein, right? And made the morning coffee and did my morning pages, put all that shit on paper, how tired I am, blah, blah, blah. Morning pages, taking your dark self for a stroll and a cup of coffee so you don't have to contaminate the rest of the world. They're magic. And got my meditation in, felt a little bit of heart sing, and here I am. Hey, good morning, you guys. Sunshine Sassy. Oh, Claire Beast. Are you in Germany yet? Where are you at? Do tell. I got to check in on your page today. Yes, I've got the coffee, Sunshine. I am just, I've got to be in the East Valley early, so it was already going to be a short stack day. So last night, once I knew I was going to be up late, check your email, you guys. You should all have an email, and if you're not getting it, look at your spam. Look for something from MailChimp, because I think you have to click back and subscribe or something. There's a few of them coming back that were unsubscribed, but I can't tell who it is. It's so frustrating. So if you didn't get something, let me know. But, oh, yeah, Beast is in Germany. Oh, hi. Okay, well, I'm going to check in on you later. Claire Rice Dreyer, you guys, she's a Slay sister touring Europe right now. So if you're not following her and you want to live vicariously through her like I do, check her out. She's awesome. And Ounce, I see Pound just came on, you guys. I wanted to talk about Pound today because, oh, you're getting yoga, Addie, this morning. I think I got to do a plank too. Okay, someone time me 1 minute. Everyone do a 1 minute plank. Let's go. I've added this in my habit stack, but you guys, my arms, because I did that little lifting at the beginning of the week, and I've been adding up my push-ups, just really slow, you guys. I'm telling you, one fucking push-up a day. Which I know is crazy because I have Olympic muscles. What can I say? Thanks for that, God. No thanks for my butt gut, but, thanks for my Olympic muscles. Okay. Hey, Sparkulator. I love your rock jar. So you guys, Ounce is going to Cancun or some shit like that. For you guys that don't know Ounce, she hit goal while we were on challenge break. But she keeps leveling up her planning. And, oh my gosh, I can't even today. And yesterday, I don't think it was in our regular planning thing, but it was perfect timing on the vacation talk yesterday. She was planning out her vacation to Cancun. She had all the booze on there, but you could see her mind start to work because she's in maintenance now, right? You think we have it tough. Losing weight, from what I understand, is much easier than the maintenance part where you're not on that weight loss. You're not getting the dope hits of heading down, right? So we want to fix our minds by the time we get there, like Ounce has done, so that you don't slip back into that, gaining weight shit again. So anyhow, Ounce, I had this, you could see her brain on this paper figuring out, even though vacation was a hot mess and she had no idea. It looks like she's going somewhere booze is unlimited, one of those all-inclusive places. Yeah. So instead of I'm going to sit my ass on the beach and drink nonstop booze all day, she was starting to figure out, okay, I know I want to do these things. I might be okay with a slight gain. I might want to try to maintain while I'm there. And that's the important, again, of the intention. Like, if you set your intention that you're okay gaining and you're going to let some of your habits slack for a short time or whatever, then, you know, that's your decision you made. But again, if your decision is, hey, I want to be on vacation and I want to bust out 2 pounds or something, you got to plan like a mofo. Yeah, I plan even more than I plan now when I go on vacation. And now I love the process. But you guys, it's a process of getting there. So this week, just focusing on planning, because it is so key. It is the foundation. If you do nothing else this challenge but make a plan every day and assess it. I wanted to talk a little bit about assessing this morning. But if you do that, by the end of these 35 days, you'll be halfway into solidification of that habit. 66 days is the average to make a habit. I know we hear 21 days, but 21 days, you're just getting through that initial phase. Then you've got phase 2 where it's shitty. So you got to know you're going through phase 2 the next 22 days where it feels like work, and then the final 22 days. It's also an average. You can build habits quicker than that depending on what they are. Ounce. On Sunday, I was up like crazy, 5 pounds, but went back down. That's why I started weighing more to get more data and figuring out this maintenance shit. Yeah, because an ounce, how smart to do it right now, because you don't want to be like 20 pounds later, right? Claire, I had trouble getting the kind of food I was eating before I left, but we're walking a ton. Yeah, I bet that's going to balance out, right? And you're on a European adventure. Hey, Kim, what's up? Sabrina, way to go, Ounce. Yeah, it was pretty impressive. Blade, I'm going on a cruise and have an anxiety over the progress I had to get fucked up next week. Blade, so there's your mindset, right? I know, plan like a mofo. Good, better, best. No, I think that's bullshit, right? Like, plan that shit. Find out what the food is. This is the biggest thing that came out of the urge jar for me. And I wanted to tell you guys, I suck at the urge jar. I sit through urges, and I don't know if it's because I've been sitting through urges or whatever, but I keep forgetting to reward myself. Like, I need to put in my fucking planner to reward myself. I still have 3 rocks in my jar, and I've sat through more urges than 3 rocks. Like, I need to do something different with this. And it was the same thing when I used the jar for weight loss. So I'm broken. I am broken. I want it to work, but I gotta do it for it to work. Okay, Sabrina, I tend to put less on my plan because if I put it on my plan, I eat it no matter what. Yeah, I'm figuring out that I really don't need very much food. Oh my God, this is so true. This has been huge for me this year, and especially next week, you guys. We're going to get into the hunger scale and mindful eating and the 2-bite challenge where we're leaving food behind. And like I was talking about yesterday, when I go on vacation now and stuff, I know I need very little food. So I'm like saving a good meal out and just praying I'm hungry. It's like a great problem to have, but you also don't want to like let your habits, you know, this is your life now. This is how you think and make decisions. You're making decisions from that person that's 162. What do? They don't sit there and eat 2 plates of buffet food on the cruise because it tastes good. 162 Slayer doesn't do that. She eats for fuel, and then she goes and finds some magical adventure to go on the cruise, right? Because it's not about food. And sometimes it is. Yeah, so planning food, putting food on your plan just to be safe, this is something I would have done. And then I'm not sitting through urges, right? Like I would overpack for the day just in case I wouldn't know I was hungry. And really figuring out how much food you have and what that balance is a magic step in this process. And we will get a little bit more into that next week for people that are new to figuring out their hunger scale and eating to the, we call it the 2 to the 2. This might be a foreign concept to some people out there yet, but I really wanted to focus this week just on planning because it is so important and there's so many concepts that go into it. I mean, we haven't even touched habit stacks, right? And we'll get into that later, probably like week 3 or 4, start looking at our habits. But for now, just putting the food you want or that you're going to eat on your plan and assessing it. So every night you need to look at that and write down where you had grab asses, where you had successes, and hey, how can I make this better? And where in that plan can you make time for you? And I was listening to a podcast yesterday. I have no idea which one. It was Brooke or Corinne, and they were talking about us saying we don't have time. And she was like, you know, we literally all have the same fucking lives. I don't think she said fucking. I did. So it must have been Brooke, because if it was Corinne, she would have said that. So what was I going? Now I'm on a squirrel. See, tired Slayer brain. I've got to get a good afternoon meditation before tea time. That's for friggin' sure. Holy monkey brain. What was I going to tell you guys? It was good. Oh, me time. Okay. So she's like, tell me how much time you have for yourself. All I hear is you saying you don't have time. I must have been listening on productivity, I bet. And she's talking to her students. Yeah, it was Brooke about productivity. All I hear you saying is that you don't have time. Let's look at your day. And so she literally writes out their day. She's like, you need to count that time. You're packing your lunches. You're sitting on Facebook. You're getting ready for work. That is you time. All of that is you time. If you get 30 minutes for lunch, that is you time. So don't say you don't have time because you only have 30 minutes. You want to look at it, I have 30 minutes. And I realized in listening to this podcast that had shifted for me this year. And you guys will hear me talk about it. I don't get bored anymore. I look for minutes and I look for time. Like my whole game with planning now is where can I get more of this time that I get to do what lights me up, which is basically talking to you guys and making cute pictures and shit. I don't know. I was made this way for a purpose. I'm still figuring out the details of that shit. Okay, let me see. I was thinking about putting money in a jar and buying a new outfit with the cash. Seems more motivating. Yeah, but in the webinar, she said you don't want it to be about that because this is about training the brain. So the reward doesn't come from when you fill that jar up. The reward is for your brain having that connection. So you're connecting the brain to the act of putting that rock in the jar because your brain is used to the reward from the food and your brain is going to like this stupid process of putting the rock in the jar. So I need to get my ass on putting the rock in the jar and really when I sit through an urge instead of, and now some of it I think is I'm so trying to find time for me that I sit through an urge and I just make it, I'm just done with it, right? And I'm moving on and I've processed it and blah, 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 I'm good, right? But that doesn't mean, I still have overeats. So, there's that whole process there. So Tanya, I think it was, I don't think she talks about that in the podcast, but in the webinar she did about how you don't want to use money or something like that, that the reward is something big at the end, that we're trying to tie that act of the marble in the jar or whatever. I do the same thing. I don't realize I sat through it until later. I'm like, I only have 2 rocks in my jar, but I know I didn't even think. Yeah, Candy. So I don't know what we're going to do. I wish I had more pockets, because then I feel like I could put the rock in my pocket, because I'm rarely here. Maybe that's the problem, right? I'm not near my jar, like, ever. I gotta think this out. Oh gosh, I freaking do that. Habit stack, gotta learn that. Stephanie, that's coming up. Atomic Habits is the book. If you want to get it, it's not gonna hurt you to start it. Sparkulator, I adjusted my plan for urges and rewarding myself 2 friggin' day. Good. Yeah, Mary, I don't know. So this is interesting. I think talking to you guys has helped. Happy birthday, Julie! Has helped, because I think maybe that's part of the problem, that I'm never here, right? Hey, Malls. Einstein in action. Yeah, Einstein time. That's a whole nother process, right? Ounce, I wrote in the morning pages that I'm catching myself spending time on Facebook. I'm like, I'd better not catch myself saying I don't have time, because my ass does have time when I'm surfing the web. Yeah, but that's okay too. So you guys, my coach and I were talking last night. I'm like, look, I want to communicate with everybody. I love this shit. I love looking at everyone's plans and making comments and saying, you guys, oh, I love you all. But I'm like, I figured out the amount of time I'm spending doing that, because you guys know I'm trying to figure out how to balance like the challenge and creating superhero course and all of that. And it's like 2 hours a day. Probably not including like the pictures and the posts, which I'm trying to create so challenges going forward are just easier to do, to process. But that was like an ounce. I'm not even surfing. That's just me coming in and trying to take time. So I'm having to go back to limiting that more. So I'm like, I do it on bathroom breaks, you guys. So you do it on bathroom breaks, but at night when I sit at my computer, this can be a noble obstacle, right? Because I know you guys are okay. I just love to see it, and then I get ideas of what to talk about and whatever, but it's not serving my ultimate, like, putting this shit together, right? So I am needing to go back to limiting like what that time is and what that looks like, right? Now I've got the live times down. I've got, like, I'm in process. This is like a huge planning thing for me right now, right? Like figuring out with the challenge and my real job, my everyday life at work and working in Namaslayer and my future dreams for that, and how to prioritize and fit all of that in. Same thing, right? It's the same thing with weight loss. Like, these tools will serve you in everything you do, and it comes down to figuring out, planning, and assessing. So at the end of the night, you need to look at your plan, where you ate, where do you have time? Look for spaces in there that you can put yourself first. Remember me first, right? Like, every single day, how are you going to get yourself in? How are you going to make sure you get your meditation and your morning pages in? Whatever your must-do non-negotiables, how do they get in there, right? Thanks, Sparkulator. Sabrina, I'm terrible at urge jarring. I don't even have one. Yeah, Sabrina, we gotta have it. I'm gonna try to wear pockets today and put a rock in my pocket. I'll report back. I have so many urges on a daily basis that I think it'd be full already. Oh, well, good. Okay, well, get a jar, sister. Let's do this, because I believe in Brooke. I'm telling you. Her mind-slaying shit it rarely steers you wrong. You need smaller rocks. Ounce, I did take small ones, too. Those are just home rocks. I have little rocks for travel. Today I'm listening to the urge jar to try to figure this out. She said take the rocks with you. Yeah, Amber, so I have them in my work bag, but they're not like on me. I forget about them. I don't, like, if I'm in a meeting sitting through an urge, I'm processing it in my head, but I'm not thinking about the rock. It's just not part of like what I do yet, because it's not connected, right? And I need to connect that reward to me sitting through the urge. instead of me feeding that reward, right? I listened to the urge jar twice. Baggy and then dump it in the jar. That's what I'm going to try. Yeah. Noble obstacles. Noble obstacles are a whole nother story, right? I have to stop feeling guilty about me first. Yes, you do, my friend, because I'll tell you this. Putting you first is the best thing you're ever going to do for yourself and your family. And I know we hear this over and over and over again, and how women always do this, and we do. And it is okay to be selfish, and you got to tell yourself that it's okay. You can focus on you and planning you. Start with a small break of time. And you guys, this is where magic pages. Oh, I love that. This is where magic pages come in the morning. Okay, we're renaming those bitches. Magic pages. So 3 pages every morning. This is you time. This is time for you to sit and reflect. But first, get the shit out of your head. Stop. So you need to sit there and write 3 pages in the morning. Commit to this the rest of the challenge. You got 30 days. It'll be perfect. Commit to that, 3 pages. You don't go back and read them. There's no nothing. You're just spewing the shit out of your head. Make that you time. You can fit 20 minutes in your day. Look at your schedule and figure that out. And start with something like that. And you're going to start building habits around it. I've listened to it again. I tend to fuck the urge and usually get it. Oh, Pinnacle Perry. Getting an urge jar this weekend. Philomena is in control, not primitive Paula. I love it. That's a lot of P's. Well, and a PH. This is like the chicken episode. Okay, you guys, I've got to get in the shower. I've got to be in the East Valley by 9. So I'm making Einstein time. For sure. So tonight is tea time. We haven't had a tea time, like a true tea time, right? Because I did Exotic Sunday. Oh, you guys know it's Mother's Day. So guess what I got for Mother's Day? I got a mini Slayer live coming, and I think she has something special planned. So I'm still figuring out what tea time is going to look like Sunday, because I do want to get into next week, which is going to be mindful eating. Oh yeah, our favorite week, you guys. So get those plans. If you're not planning, start simple. Just write the friggin' food down you're going to eat. Write it down. Like, you guys have heard this forever. Like, any weight loss thing, any fitness thing, anywhere you go, they're telling you to write your food down. And it's because you need to assess your food. Like, if you don't have data, you can't go anywhere. And don't hate your data, love your data. If your data goes up, if you failed and you gained 2 pounds, good for you. Because now you know what not to do next fucking week. Ah, yes, progress. All right, guys. Hey, if you didn't get the email, check your inbox for the MailChimp stuff. Check out, so on the blog, I created a SLAY35 challenge page. It's up at the top now. And I'm putting the videos from the morning in there. I'll probably upload tea time to YouTube too. I mean, what the hell? So I'm putting it on the blog so they're in order. So you can see day 1, 2, 3, and I tried to do a brief topic. So it'll show you, so if you want to go back and re-listen to something we talked about, yeah, that'll be easier than looking in the news feed, especially when we get to day 30. And you're like, what was that about the urge jar? What about vacations? Like that kind of thing. So hopefully that'll help having the Cinco de Slayo videos in like that one spot there. Have to work on a sculpture like Yogi Cat's profile picture. Ooh, I love this pinnacle. I can't wait to see it. All right, guys, I love you. Enjoy your vacations, you guys going out, and I can't wait to see you for tea time tonight. So go forth, slay your days, urge our people that are sucking like me, let's take our rocks and pebbles with us and figure this out. I do want it to work, and I want to see all those rocks in the jar. So I need to step up my game. Love ya. I'll slay you tonight. Bye, guys.